Today we give you Michael Langlois as Martin Luther King Jr. presenting the I Have a Dream speech.
I'm happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. Yay! 50 years ago, a great American, in whose symbolic shadow we stand today, signed the Emancipation Proclamation, and this momentous decree came as a great beacon of light, of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak in a long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro is still not free. 100 years later, the life of a Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro still lives in a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity. 100 years later, the Negro still languished in the corners of American society and finds himself in an exile in his own land. And we still have come here today to dramatize the shameful condition. We cannot walk alone. And as we walk, we must make a pledge that we will always march ahead. We cannot turn back. And even so, though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. And it is a dream deeply rooted in an American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. And I have a dream that one day in the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at a table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even in the state of Mississippi, a state of sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they'll not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.